Everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive on something pretty cool and hopefully helpful for some of you out there. We've got two sources for you today, the first being the Kansas Rural Water Association Conference website. And the second is the website for a company called Prairie Dog Boring Equipment. So what's the connection? Well, get this. Prairie Dog is going to be at the conference, which, by the way, is happening March 25th through the 27th, 2025, and is billed as the largest rural water conference in mid-America. There's even a downloadable brochure on their website if you want to check it out.
You know, for anyone involved in the rural water industry, the KRWA conference is really a can't-miss event. They've got everything.
Speaking of everything, their website lists a bunch of hotels. They've got all sorts of different options at different price points, plus amenities like free breakfast and shuttle services. Oh, and a heads up, the Drury Plaza Hotel Broadview is already sold out, and the Hyatt Regency is currently unavailable due to renovations. But back to Prairie Dog, they'll be there showcasing their boring equipment, and they've been around since 1968.
Yeah, their website talks about minimal surface and base destruction, which is a huge deal for anyone working with underground utilities.
Right. I mean, think about it. Traditional trenching methods can be a nightmare, especially if you're working under a nice lawn or a busy road. But Prairie Dog seems to be all about making things, well, uncomplicated.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting about their approach. They really focus on simple, reliable equipment that's easy to use and easy to train on, you know, instead of going for all the fancy high-tech bells and whistles, which, let's be honest, can be really expensive.
So less complexity, potentially less cost. I like the sound of that. And their website mentions reduced surface disturbance and less labor for reconstruction, which are definitely big pluses. They've got a bunch of different models listed, like the 700 TWA package. What's special about that one?
That one's specifically designed for confined spaces and hazardous locations.
Oh, that makes sense. I can definitely think of a few projects where something like that would have come in handy.
Right, it's all about safety.
Absolutely. It's awesome that they're bringing this type of innovation to the forefront at the conference.
Definitely. And being able to see this stuff in action is huge. It gives attendees a chance to really get up close, ask questions, and figure out if it's something that could work for their own projects.
So we got a big conference. Cool. Boring equipment.
What else makes this conference worth attending? Well, let's face it, the rural water industry is facing some serious challenges these days. Aging infrastructure, drought conditions in some areas, constantly evolving regulations.
A lot to keep up with.
Exactly. And this conference brings together experts and professionals from all over the region to share knowledge, discuss solutions, and learn about the latest advancements that can help address these challenges.
So it's not just about the cool gadgets. It's about getting a broader perspective and finding solutions that can actually make a difference for rural communities.
Exactly.
And I imagine the networking opportunities are pretty valuable too.
Oh, absolutely. This conference creates a space for professionals to connect, share ideas, and potentially even spark collaborations.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this conference is such a big deal. You've got cutting-edge tech, experts sharing insights, and tons of opportunities to network with other folks in the field.
It's a lot to pack into a few days, but that's kind of the point. It's meant to be an immersive experience, giving attendees a concentrated dose of information, inspiration, and connection that they can then take back and apply to their own work.
Sounds pretty intense.
It can be, but in a good way. You know, we've talked a lot about Prairie Dog and their uncomplicated approach to boring equipment, but are there any downsides to keeping things so simple?
That's a good question. I mean, simplicity is great, but could there be times when you need something a little more, well, sophisticated?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if you're working on a project that requires really precise directional control? Or what if you need to bore through some seriously tough rock formations? Prairie Dog's equipment might not be the best fit in those situations.
So it's all about using the right tool for the job. And I guess that's where attending the conference could be really helpful.
Absolutely. You can talk to the Prairie Dog folks directly, see the equipment up close, and really get a sense of whether it's right for you.
And you can also check out other boring equipment manufacturers while you're there.
Right. Compare different approaches, see what else is out there.
Speaking of the conference, what kind of sessions or workshops do they typically offer?
Oh, they usually have a wide range of stuff, from technical workshops on water treatment and distribution systems to presentations on regulatory updates and best practices for water conservation.
Sounds like they cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, and they often have some really great keynote speakers, leading experts in the field, sharing their insights on the biggest challenges and opportunities facing the industry.
It sounds like there's something for everyone.
Absolutely. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, they really do cater to a diverse audience. Utility operators, engineers, policymakers, researchers, you name it.
It's got to be valuable to learn from people with such different perspectives.
Oh, for sure. And even beyond the formal sessions, there's so much informal learning that happens at conferences.
Right, like those conversations you have during breaks or at meals.
Exactly. Those casual interactions can be some of the most valuable.
You never know who you're going to meet or what you're going to learn.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay, so we've got the Prairie Dog equipment, we've got the learning opportunities. And we've got the networking aspect. But where's all this happening?
The conference is usually held in Wichita, Kansas, and they have a list of hotels on their website where they've reserved rooms for attendees.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, and it looks like they offer shuttle services between the hotels and the conference venue.
That's a nice perk. No one wants to deal with parking hassle.
For real.
All this talk about the conference, it's really making me think about the bigger picture. The rural water industry often gets overlooked, but it's such a vital part of our communities.
It really is.
These folks are working hard to ensure that people have access to clean, safe water.
Absolutely. It's essential.
For public health, economic development, everything.
We often take access to clean water for granted, but it's a complex and challenging endeavor, especially in rural areas.
And the people working in this industry are the ones making it happen.
They deserve all the support we can give them.
Events like the KRWA conference play a crucial role in that, providing resources, knowledge, connections.
And it's about fostering a sense of community and collaboration within the industry.
Right, when you bring people together who are passionate about solving the same problems, amazing things can happen. Okay, so we're back and ready to wrap up. We've covered a lot of ground today talking about the KRWA conference, Prairie Dogs boring equipment, really the whole shebang.
We have. It's been great.
So it sounds like this conference is something anyone in the rural water industry should seriously consider attending.
I'd have to agree.
But let's be real for a second. Attending a conference is an investment of both time and money. So how can our listeners justify that investment?
That's a great point. It's definitely something to consider, but I think the key is to view it as an investment in the future, both your own future and the future of your work.
I like that.
The knowledge you gain at the conference could lead to more efficient project execution, cost savings, maybe even career advancement.
Right, it's about becoming a more valuable asset to your team, your organization.
Exactly, and we can't forget about the networking opportunities. Imagine meeting someone who's already solved a problem you're struggling with. That kind of information exchange can be invaluable.
Like a shortcut to success.
Pretty much, and even if you don't find a specific solution, the connections you make could be huge down the road.
So let's recap some key takeaways for our listeners today.
Sure thing. First, the KRWA conference offers a unique opportunity to learn about cutting-edge technologies, like Prairie Dogs boring equipment, which can make a real difference in how we install water lines.
Second, attending the conference allows you to connect with experts and gain valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities facing the rural water industry.
And finally, it's a prime opportunity for networking, building relationships that can benefit your work for years to come.
It's all about learning, connecting, and growing. We encourage you to check out both the KRWA and Prairie Dog websites, explore the conference details, see what products and services will be showcased.
Yeah, even watch some videos of those boring machines in action.
The rural water industry is so important, and attending the KRWA conference is a way to show your support. Learn about the latest advancements, and connect with the passionate people who are working hard to ensure a sustainable water future for all.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's it for our deep dive today, folks. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.